Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the f*** up.
And new undisputed UFC Middleweight Champion of the world, Michael the Count Bisping.
This is Believe You Me on the Gas Digital Network.
All right, so we're rolling. Believe You Me podcast. How are you? Anthony Smith, how's it going, buddy? How was your weekend?
It's a goddamn shit show over here, Michael. It's a shit show.
What's such a shit show? What's happening?
Man, it's been so goddamn cold here in Nebraska.
Oh.
And today it's like 70. So the kids got off the bus. I think I have like 14 kids in my backyard right now, completely unsupervised. And all the parents are down the street. They're like, "Oh, Anthony will be at the house." I'm like, I'm like going on like we were recording this podcast. And they're like, "Oh, we'll just tell them not to go inside." So there's like 14 kids in the backyard jumping on the trampoline. So I'm just like, just a little bit listening to make sure no one's broken their neck yet.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Trampolines are fucking dangerous. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're fun. We had a huge one in the back garden for a number of years. I say huge, not 15, 20 foot wide. You know,
yeah, that's a big trampoline.
Crazy. Yeah. Death traps, absolute death traps. You know, kids are smashing heads into one another, twisting ankles, landing on their necks, all kind of things. So yeah, if you have to run out and do CPR on a child,
that's okay.
No problem. Just
you'll carry on.
Yeah. I'll hold the fort.
There we go.
Talking of injuries, my son was wrestling at the weekend. Callum, he just came back from having knee surgery not long ago. Not long ago, he had to have his entire meniscus removed, and he was very excited to get his wrestling career back on track. He's at regionals, second match, blows his ACL. Completely blown out. Poor fucking guy. And he's crushed. He's absolutely...
Same knee?
No, his good knee.
You hear that a lot, though, where, someone's coming back from an injury, and I don't know if it's whether you're using your good leg you're favoring it a lot because maybe it's getting overused, or the mechanics are a little off because of your limp or whatever. You do hear people injuring the good leg shortly after the bad one.
It was like that with my leg because I had a lot of knee surgeries on my left knee until I got it replaced. Right leg, never an issue. Nothing. Strong as an ox, no pain. Had a knee replacement on my left knee. Within a year, I had a knee replacement on the right knee. The moment the left knee healed up, I started having pain on the right side. Because, as you say, I think he's been overcompensating, carrying an unfair share of the load or whatever it is. I'm not a scientist, but yeah. So Callum, he's wrestling is his life. He absolutely loves it. He's passionate about it. He's on the wrestling team at college. He lives with all the team. There's 5 of them sharing an apartment or a house in San Francisco. So he loves that. Yeah, the poor guy, he's just absolutely beside himself. And yesterday, I'm trying to give him a pep talk, trying to make him feel better. I'm like, "Oh, shit, son." I said, "Did you see that wrestler?" I don't know if you saw this, Anthony, last week. I forget what state it was. Brian, I sent you a link. If you can bring it up, great. If not, don't worry about it because I forgot to email it. I put it in the text. There was a kid. I think it was Illinois. I'm not sure. He won the state championship. He has no legs.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
No fucking legs. I'm like, "Callum, you're feeling sorry for yourself. You've only torn an ACL." I said, "This guy out here, he has no legs whatsoever. Is he feeling sorry for himself? Is he almost killing himself? Is he crying to his father?" No, he's not. Callum wasn't crying, by the way, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Just busting his balls, I'm like, come on. You still got this, bro. You still got 2 legs.
Yeah, it's oh my God, look at
this guy. This guy.
Look, and he's only got one hand.
Oh my God, Adonis Lattimore without a right leg and a partial left leg defeated Lake Braddock's Corlin Tran 5-1 to win Class 6 Wrestling Championship at 106 pounds at Virginia Beach. I mean, that is so inspirational. Well done to that young man for just having that kind of attitude.
Yeah. And just to even have no legs and think, I think I'm going to try wrestling. Like for that to be an idea is fantastic.
You do have to think though, his upper body weighs as much as somebody's whole body. He has to have some sort of strength advantage.
Well, I don't want to take away from his accolades. I would never make fun of a child that has no legs. But I will say this. I was talking about it yesterday. I said, how do you take him down? He's already down. He's already down. How do you take him down? Do you know? You have to fucking get on your knees.
I did wonder, like how do you shoot? Like, how do you get a takedown? How do you? I don't know. There was an Arizona State wrestler. He does a lot of the broadcasts for like the national championship and stuff. I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, I want to talk about that guy, and I could not remember his name. But he wrestled for Arizona State a few years ago.
What's this? Oh, look at this guy.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea.
I'm going to stop singing now. You get the idea.
No, you're supposed to sing happy birthday.
I can't hear them. Happy birthday.
Oh, come over here so we can see you. There we go.
Oh,
You guys were all in on this, were you?
I didn't have any candles.
Oh,
God
sorry,
damn you,
Anthony.
Anthony Smith. Make some effort, would you?
I know, but look at this cake.
Look at
this. Oh yeah.
We got cake. You guys care. Hold on. I'm going to make a wish. 3, 2, 1. Did it.
Round of applause.
So hold on. So you knew about this?
Yes.
Because get over here, babe.
Sorry.
When you can see yourself on the screen, that means people can see you as well. Because this cake showed up this morning with no. Did you send this, Brian?
Yeah, me and Harrington sent that over.
Because it had no card. It didn't say who it was
I gotta
from.
try it now.
So I had to figure it out.
I'm like, have I got like a crazy stalker that's sending me little cute cakes? Do you know what I mean? My wife's like, who the fuck is
Who's
sending you
sending you
birthday
cakes?
cakes, Michael?
Kind
Not
of,
saying anything.
but we get paid to do it.
You got who?
I said kind of, but we get paid to do
You
it.
got paid. You are here.
You got paid? That kind of takes out the specialness.
I
of
get
it,
paid
right?
to work
I
on this
felt
show,
loved,
Mike.
appreciated there. Do you know what I mean? And now you
It's
just
out of the kindness of my heart.
Nobody,
Yeah.
paid,
Kindness of my heart.
nobody paid us to send you cake. We just get paid to be on the show, is what I was saying.
I see. Well, thank you very much, darling.
Nothing to do with me, but happy birthday.
Get out of it. Go on. Yourself.
I'll take it. I'll put it in the
Yeah, put it in the fridge. I'll have it after. Well, let me put the headphones back in so we don't do that. Yeah. Hold on. There it is. Just put them in. For fuck's sake, I've spilled water everywhere. It's all going wrong.
That's okay.
God,
Well, happy birthday, Michael Bisping.
Well, thank you, sir. 43 years old. Fuck me. Where does the time go? 43.
Wild.
Feel
Wild.
good.
I think I seen something today. Didn't you beat Anderson Silva
6 years ago.
6 years ago today.
Yeah.
What a-
Well, 27th yesterday. So
Yesterday.
shit.
Okay.
Same shit. All good. Yeah. I was just going to say when we were talking about wrestling a second ago, it is the toughest sport. It's ridiculous. Most of my injuries come from wrestling. My knees all started with wrestling. I was wrestling with George St. Pierre, actually. My neck, same shit. I'm going to have surgery again sometime soon. Have you got injuries from wrestling?
Yeah, my neck is trash. You know, we've talked about this just a little bit ago on off air. You know, I'm every 3 months or so, I got to go in and get that epidural on my neck because it's miserable. Like I can't, like you were talking about, you tired, you haven't slept, and it's just, it comes out of nowhere too. It'll be really good for a while, and then all of a sudden it's, you know, you can't get out of bed. It's all the way, it's from the back of your neck to the bottoms of your feet. It's terrible.
It does. It sucks. But still, we're not here doom and gloom. Welcome to the show, everybody. We do have Mike Perry. Yes, the Mike Perry, the crazy Mike Perry, joining us fresh off his bare knuckle fight. We also have Jamahal Hill. We were going to have Leon Edwards, but we'll have him some other time because I was busy all weekend and I don't know, maybe I didn't organize it well enough. So I'll take that one. But we've got them joining us. Before we get into all that, and of course, we've got UFC 272 to discuss this weekend, which, by the way, I can't make any predictions because I'll be commentating that again. I got called in last minute. Unfortunately, I won't go into details, but DC's got some personal issue came up. Can't make the show. It's not for me to discuss, but it's a very dubious way of being called up to commentate, but still, I'll be filling in this weekend, so I can't make picks. But we can discuss at the weekend Islam Makhachev. Did you watch? What did you think?
Man, you ever watch someone fight and they win all the time and you know, you see someone come up and you're like, well, I think maybe this guy will give him a problem, or maybe this guy will give him a problem here. And then they go in and they just dominate. And Islam is that guy for me because for whatever reason, I watch the tape, I watch the film, I break him down skill set for skill set, technique by technique, and I don't see it. I don't see the greatness that everyone talks about. And I'm not saying he's not great. it's just
They
it's
put the
so,
wiring back.
there you are.
Yeah, I lost you for a second. I turned my Wi-Fi off because I have
shit.
a LAN cable and it's
Yeah.
faster. I turned the Wi-Fi off and obviously the LAN cable's not in. I just turned the Wi-Fi off. Me and Smith were in the middle of a great flow. Mr. Smith was beautifully breaking it down and I got in the flow. Rebecca, one demerit. Plug it in, get out. Wow. Anthony, I apologize.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
No,
It's okay.
no, this is not okay. What do you say to Anthony Smith? Come and apologize face to face.
I can't believe this. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
He's fuming.
Are you mad at me?
I'm definitely not mad at you. I couldn't get mad at you.
Oh, don't be mad. I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to do that. We'll just blame it on Mike.
I'm fuming. I'm fuming. Anyway, Islam Makhachev, you were saying.
I was saying, watching his, just technique by technique, he's one of those guys that he's not very flashy. There's no flair. There's nothing, like, he doesn't go outside of the box too much. He is just basic fundamentals. And when we're coaching or when I'm in the gym and you got guys that are there, they skip all the fundamental shit like we talk about with Johnny Walker, where they want to do flying knees and spinning kicks and all this crazy shit, and you want them to you want to slow them down and say, you got to get these fundamentals right first. Islam is who you need to show them. Like, he just does the small things right, and you hear people talk about how goddamn strong he is, but that's just positional awareness. He puts his weight in the right spots, and he doesn't give any opportunities. Like, he gives no space. He gives no openings. Like, you can do everything right, and Islam will still beat you because he just is technically proficient on the top and he's very slow. He's very patient. He just gives no opportunities to make mistakes, and that's the complete opposite of a guy like Johnny Walker, who does kind of all the crazy shit. There's a lot of opportunities to get in there and have some success. It's impressive. Every time I watch him fight, it's more impressive to me.
Yeah, no, he blew me away Saturday, to be quite frank, because I don't think I thought that Bobby Green was going to win that fight. But I did talk myself into a world where Bobby Green can be competitive. Excuse me. Keep burping every 2 seconds. It's driving me nuts. Excuse me. Sorry. I did think he'd be competitive. Right? Bobby has a wrestling background. Been doing it since he was 14 years old. Bobby has got great boxing. He's coming in with no pressure and all the rest of it. And Islam, I did a YouTube video on that, and Islam must have saw it, because when we did the fighting meetings, he's like, yes, brother, you think this guy is going to have some success? No, let me tell you, I finished him first round. And I'm like, I love the confidence, Islam. And by the way, I'm doing one on you today, so don't be offended. I did not expect that. Even though Islam was going to win, or Bobby was going to win, I didn't know which way. I did not expect that. I did not expect a first round domination. Bobby didn't even get a chance to do anything. Didn't land a single shot, I don't think. Got taken down, finished very fast. And the difference was they tied up against the fence, and the fight for position. You're trying to get the underhooks and establish a dominant position. But the speed from when he dropped from up here, when he level chained to grab the legs and get the hands together, the speed in which he did that was so fast. So fast. Because typically when someone does that, whoop, you get the underhooks. You know what I mean? But he was like, boom. It was like lightning that Bobby just couldn't get the underhooks. And from there, we know what happened. But that was it. I mean, that was essentially the fight for Bobby Green, was trying to get the underhooks. He was too good. He was too quick. And there it is. Once again, utter domination, 10 fights in a row. I think Islam Makhachev will be the champion some point in the future. I don't know when, because whenever he gets the shot, I think he beats whoever it is.
Do you think I think the only guy that's going to give him any problems, he's going to have no problems taking Oliveira down. He'll have no issue.
No problem.
Do you think he can slice?
May have an issue once it hits there, though. Pardon me.
Right, and I guess that was my question. Do you think Oliveira's as good as everyone thinks he is? And I guess my question is Islam going to slice and dice Oliveira's guard like he does everyone else, or is he going to pass him like he does everyone else? And that's my question.
Well, yeah, and it's a fair question to ask, because you look at the resume of Oliveira, right? Most submissions in the history of the UFC. That makes you think, wow, he could submit anybody. He can't submit anybody. He can't. His jiu-jitsu is very good. He's very fast, and he takes submissions. He doesn't necessarily set them up. Boom, he just slam out of nowhere. Boom, he's got them on, and people are tapping. But he hasn't done that to everybody he's fought. Paul Felder, who's not known for his jiu-jitsu prowess, sat in his guard and fucking elbowed the shit out of him and didn't get submitted. And I think he won by decision, right? What I'm saying is, if Paul Felder can do that, then bet your bottom dollar that Islam Makhachev can do that. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm not taking away from the greatness of Oliveira. He's had a great resurgence. He's doing fantastic. He's having an Indian summer. I mean, the run that he's on, the form that he's on is incredible. But I would not be surprised if Islam was a very big favorite going into that fight.
Yeah, I think some odds came out already, like some just those imaginary odds, and he was a huge favorite. It was like a minus 415 or something. It was huge.
Yeah. No, Islam's got a bright future. I mean, he just continues to just dominate, just utterly dominate. Doesn't take a shot. I mean, that's what you want. I mean, it's a perfect performance. You go out there against a guy like Bobby Green, finish him, submission, stoppage, early, quick, and you don't get hit once. You don't take any damage. I mean, that is just, I mean, most fights. I mean, have you ever, not until my early days, can I go back to where I don't think I got hit. I think I just dominated from start to finish. Maybe 199 when I won the belt. That was a good one. You know what I mean? I got that one done. But and I'm not talking shit. I'm not. But generally, when you're in the UFC, you fight the best guys in the world. You know this. I mean, your last fight against Ryan Spann, I don't think you took much damage in that one.
No, I took a couple shots, but nothing, nothing crazy and hard. But I was still getting hit. I mean, I got hit a couple times. So even that wasn't a perfect performance. It wasn't anywhere nearly as dominant as Islam. It's just,
and that's what he did against Dan Hooker.
Yeah,
same thing.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I guess I should just start doing that. I'll just start doing
it. It's so impressive. It's so impressive. It really is. I mean, God bless him. God bless him. Fuck me. What else was on the card? Anything worth mentioning that stands out of note? I was gutted for Bobby Green, by the way. Poor guy. Because he's worked so hard to get to a point where everyone was talking, saying now he needs a main event. Well, he got the main event on short notice and got smoked.
Yeah,
now he's going to work back. Now he's going to work back to be the main event again.
Yeah, what an unlucky circumstance, though. You finally get to a main event, and it's Islam. That's a tough. You see, Islam's actually talking about wanting to step in for RDA or step in and fight RDA.
Oh, yeah, no, because breaking news, RDA is supposed to be fighting Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev got COVID. He's in bed. He's got fevers. He's got aches. He's got chills. Oh, I never saw that because I was like, because my in-laws were here. I was talking to my father-in-law, and he's like, oh, well, what are they going to do? They said it's too late to find somebody now. I said, nah. I said, UFC are good like that. I said, they've got a lot of fighters on the roster. It's a big pay-per-view. They need some star power. Islam Makhachev would be fucking perfect.
Yeah. I think he offered at 170 though, which is.
I get that. I get it. He doesn't want to go through a weight cut 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, he just cut weight, so I get that. I just don't know why he would do that. Like why?
What?
Just jump. I mean, he's already got the title shot. Why even fuck around?
Well, it's very simple because he's supremely confident in smashing him. Smash, brother. I smashed these Dos Anjos, no problem. And for me, I get paid again. Big fight card, UFC 272. I said to Oliveira, we fight soon, little bitch. He would never say that. He's far too honorable. But that's why. I mean, I don't know when he gets paid. I'm assuming that Ali Abdelaziz has him on a fat contract because he's got a lot of hype. Step in short notice. He never took a fight, a punch. Never took a single punch. So.
Right, in 2 fights.
That's the perfect fucking fight. That's the perfect replacement. Oh my God. Islam Makhachev.
Yeah. We should tweet it.
Makhachev. We're doing it right now.
Yeah, got to tweet it out there.
Makhachev.
I just say Islam.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot easier. Did you see Terrence McKinney's fight?
I did. Yeah, I see. You were like, oh, it's not in.
I know. I'm getting slaughtered on Twitter for that one. For anyone that didn't see it, I was going to send it to you, Brian. In fact, I'll see if I can find it because it's still going on. People are tweeting it and whatnot, but nah, fuck it. We're live on air. No, McKinney, who came to the UFC, knocked his guy out in 7 seconds, fastest knockout in lightweight history. And his last 4 fights have all been like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 12 seconds. And he's an Olympic level wrestler. He was an Olympic hopeful in wrestling. So this guy's fucking incredible. Gets his opponent. He's got him in a rear naked choke. And you know this, Anthony, when I set this up, have my back, right? Because if the angle's not on a rear naked choke, right, you're halfway out, essentially. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yep. I said, it looks bad. I said, but the angle's not there. I don't think he's going to get this. And then 2 seconds later, he fucking taps. And then Twitter explodes. Bisping does not know what the fuck he is talking about.
When you said that, I was thinking the same thing. Like, he was off to the side a little bit. Like, you know, for people that don't do jiu-jitsu. Look, right there. Yeah, right there.
Right, so
he's almost out. He's almost out.
If Fares Ziam like just shimmies a little bit more to his right, he's on his back. Now the danger is that Terence can transition to mount. You know this, Anthony. I'm not telling you. I'm telling the audience. The danger is he can transition to mount, but you're out of the submission. But he just must have such a strong squeeze that there was just no choice for him.
Yeah, and for the audience, like he's on his way. Like he's doing the escape correctly. When you're in a rear naked choke, you got to get your shoulders flat to the mat. Most of the time, your opponent's going to transition to mount. But I had a coach tell me a long time ago, anytime you end up in a bad position like that or you're in a submission, 9 times out of 10, the escape is your punishment for getting stuck in that submission. And that's kind of what it is. Like your punishment is you're going to end up in mount, but you're not finished. You're not choked. You're still conscious. You still got a chance. So, I was like, well, he's on his way out. He just keep working his shoulders and shimmying his back flat to the mat. He's out. And, but when you said that, I thought it, and then he tapped. I was like, "Oh, Bisping's gonna get shit for that."
Oh, I mean, it's at one point I used to get praise for my commentary. Now it's the house of cards is falling down. I'm biased. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm getting submission escapes wrong. But you're right, because when you escape something like that, that is the punishment for getting caught. Like if you're in mount, someone's raining down blows. You got to get on your side and hip escape back. And when you're doing that, of course, you can get punched in the face. And I remember actually Dan Hardy, we used to train together a long time ago when we both started our MMA careers. And our coach at the time was saying, showing that technique. And Dan Hardy was like, but I'll get punched in the face. And it's like, well, that's what's going to happen. Either you stay on your back and you continue to get punched in the face, or you try and do the hip escape. And maybe you take 1 or 2, but you're out. Just like when you're on the floor and someone's standing over, you got to stand back up. Yeah, you might get punched in the face. But guess what? You're in a cage with 4-ounce gloves on, almost naked. You might get punched in the face. This is what we sign up for.
Yeah, my jiu-jitsu coach says the same thing. You better get those 2 hands on the hip, and you need to start escaping. And people don't want to do it, so they just stay there. Like that's kind of your punishment. You take 2 to get up. I'll take that every day.
Did you watch the entire fight card, Anthony?
I missed some of the prelims. I did miss a few of the prelims.
Did you see the point I'm asking for? Ji-Yeon Kim and the Korean girl versus Priscilla Cachoeira.
Yeah, those girls just threw the fuck down.
But Ji-Yeon Kim was robbed in that decision, I think. Absolutely fucking robbed. Brian just said, what a fight. And it was an incredible fight. But what did you think?
Incredible fight. So what stood out to me more than the decision, it was a banger of a fight. So I don't know if I really judged it myself. But her post-fight interview, the way she was talking to her coaches and her country, like she won a world title that night. 100%.
Praise Jesus. Right? I can't speak Portuguese or Brazilian.
It was so long.
So long. That was why. Because she was doing that, and I was trying to conduct an interview. She was giving a purple belt, as you say, just like when Tyron Woodley knocked out Darren Till or submitted Darren Till, was given his black belt. No grappling whatsoever, right? He's not Darren Woodley. No offense, great guy, not a black belt in BJJ. Real quick, what do you think of that when the coaches come in and give the belts up, afterwards, when they don't necessarily deserve that?
Yeah, if she had dominated her positionally and just put on a jiu-jitsu clinic, go ahead and give her that belt. I personally wouldn't want to get any belt like that. I want it to be like a super intimate thing with me and my team and in our gym and everyone's in their gis. But I'm a traditionalist, I still do very traditional jiu-jitsu. But, sometimes I think the fight's got to warrant the moment, like they're in a 3-minute or a 3-round phone booth fight. Like, oh yeah, she definitely deserves her purple belt in jiu-jitsu for that. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, fair play. The way she ended the fight with the elbow onslaught, That
Yeah,
was
nasty.
I mean, she ate a lot of shots, and so 10 out of 10 for effort. I thought Ji Young Kim, well, she did. She outstruck her by almost 3-1, but she did do a lot of damage in the last round. However, just going back to that interview, because obviously we've got the translator in there, and the translator, that's his moment as well. To be fair, you know what I mean? That's his little bit of shine. He's sitting there all night waiting to get on camera, just like every fucker else. And that interview went on for so long, because it started off with a few things, and her answers were long-winded. But then that one at the end, she was fucking reciting the Bible in Portuguese. Do you know what I mean? She was not stopping. So in the end, I was like, fuck this, we're done. And he was like, as we walked out, he said, I didn't even get to translate it. I'm like, oh, fuck, you're right. My bad. Sorry, buddy.
My bad. What was the truck telling you?
Oh, I don't know.
Get out of there.
They didn't tell me anything. No,
okay.
They didn't. Most of the time, they're like 2 questions, that's it. Or they're like rap now, rap.
Right.
But no, maybe they had a technical difficulty back at their end. All right. So I think we got Jamahal Hill joining very, very soon, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check, see if he got back to me. We've got Platinum oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, but now I might be in the car. Lol. Oh shit. Happy birthday also. All right, no worries. He's coming on in 2 minutes. Jamahal Hill, as we know, a couple of weeks ago, knocked out Johnny Walker in spectacular fashion. What else is going on in your life, Anthony, while we just shoot the breeze for a minute or two?
I've been getting back into picking up my training a lot. So, I was having some movement issues and some strength issues with my leg. I think we've kind of remedied a lot of that. So now I'm just trying to get my weight down, dude. I am fucking fat over here. I'm like above 230 and out of shape. My cardio's trash. Do you know Chris Camozzi?
Yes. I mean, I don't know him well. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So it's a good buddy of mine. And so he came into town to, I think he just needed to get away and just, kind of reset. Not super motivated, I think, for training. So he came for the weekend. So kind of had a tough weekend of training with him all weekend. So
nice.
I'm sore. I'm out of shape. I'm fat. I'm just trying to get rid of all that shit.
Do you have like a principle? I don't mean necessarily stick to it because you're saying you're getting fat, but like eating principles that you stick to. For me, I always try and keep it low carb, high protein, all the rest of it. Like today, I didn't have much to eat, but it's my birthday. So Rebecca cooked some chocolate chip cookies or baked some for me. But generally, it's low carb. Not keto, but as close to keto as it can be. But I think I've never been in ketosis once, even though I do fucking try it. What do you do?
My wife's actually on this keto diet now. She just she's been on it 3 weeks. But mine is it's definitely switched. Before I was probably I was about as close to the carnivore diet probably for a long time as you can get. And was having a hard time keeping my weight up for the longest time. And so then I had to go high carb, lower protein to like as I go through training camp because I didn't have enough energy and I wasn't holding on to anything. I was just burning straight through it. So I'd probably say at this point, I'm probably 60% carbs and 40% protein.
That must feel amazing.
It does. But being inactive for, since September until just about a month ago, with my activity level, it's okay. But when I'm hurt or injured, I think I need to do a better job of switching those percentages a little bit and bringing the protein level up and the carbs down.
So what's the approach then? When do you think you'll fight and who do you think that will be? Any idea?
Man, I'm begging for a fight now.
Really?
I told the UFC today, if you got a heavyweight, I'm in.
No shit. Would you actually do that?
Yeah, for sure. Depending on who it is. I mean,
no, of course. Point, fuck Francis.
Like the size matters a little bit, but if they have a medium to smaller heavyweight that's available, I would totally do that just to get back in, but just the way the division is, I hate waiting. I hate leaving my career and what I'm doing in other people's hands. I know that sounds silly, but I just don't like all right, I got to wait on this guy. And if this guy wins, then maybe I can do this. And I just don't like that. So if I just to be active, if I got to fight a heavyweight, I'm in.
Well, I'm rightly so, because it is your career at the end of the day. I mean, the UFC, they're running a promotion, the best fight promotion on the planet, the best one that there's ever been. And so they're going to do what they need by them. For you personally, I mean, that's why we're all the master of our own destiny. Simple as that. So that's why you got to make sure it happen. That's why I always say on the microphone, that's your opportunity. You only get 2 or 3 of them a year, maybe once, maybe not. So try and make that count, make that matter, and try and call your fucking shot. So I love the attitude. If there was a light heavyweight on the market or on the table, who would you want in an ideal world? Not that I'm asking you to call somebody out. This is not the UFC Octagon. This is not every 2 or 3 times a year. This is literally every fucking week, and the people love it. They love you now, Anthony. They don't even like me anymore. This used to be my fucking podcast. That was the Anthony Smith podcast. All right, real quick, I want to tell you about Shopify. If you have a business, if you have something that you sell, you want to connect with the entire world, not just your little community, not that little street, not that little store. There's billions of people out there, and with Shopify, you can reach them. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business. So upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online, in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility. So with Shopify, you can reach customers online and across social networks, also with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more. You can gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond. It is more than a store. Shopify grows with you. This is possibility powered by Shopify. As I say, if you've got a product that you're selling, you have a business that you're pushing, you need to be online, but it can be time consuming and it can be very, very expensive and complicated to do. Shopify eradicates all that stress, all that expense. It is very, very simple. As I said, all you got to do is go to shopify.com/believe, all lowercase, for a 14-day free trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/believe right now. Shopify.com/believe, SHOPIFY, Shopify.com/believe. And Jamahal Hill is here, right on cue.
There we go. My man.
What's going on, Jamahal?
What's going on, fellas? What's happening?
Hey, thanks for joining us. I know I dicked you around a little bit on the time and whatnot, but you're on with me, Anthony Smith. Where are you coming to us from right now?
I'm home. I'm in Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. Never been there. How's the weather there right now? I'm assuming it's freezing.
It's not freezing. It's a little bit warmer today than normal, but it's still cold.
Anthony?
Yeah, dude, I'm here in Nebraska. I know what that whole Midwest life is about. What have you been up to since your fight? How's everything looking? Like, how's your you know how it is, your social media blows up, everyone wants to talk to you, and you get like, how's that all looking?
That's all been like what you know what it has been. It's been what it is. I mean, for the most part, as far as that goes, but I just been chilling, bro, having fun, going out, doing stuff.
There we go.
You're always having fun. Sorry, Anthony. Yeah, you're always having fun, even when you come out to the Octagon. Just last, when was it, 2 weeks ago or a week ago? No, 2 weeks ago, I think, yeah. Dancing your fucking head off. Are you never nervous? Because that is like, I mean, obviously, I've been there, I've done it. You're fucking pumped up. You want to go out there, you want to smash this guy. But I'm having all these intense thoughts. You're coming out, you're dancing along, you're having fun. Talk to me about that.
I mean, like, if you ever seen any of my videos and stuff, like, for me, when I'm at the gym and stuff, that's what I do at the gym. I'm, like, having fun, I'm chilling, I'm doing at the gym. So in my mind, in the fight, all I got to do is just do what I do at the gym. Anytime I've ever, like, sparred or anything with anybody, I always hold my own, always snap in and I roll, I do my thing. So, let's just keep it at the gym, do what I do at the gym, just on a more intense level. Because, at the gym, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. You know what I mean? But here,
well, you definitely had no problem. You had no problem doing that. Listen, man, obviously we're in the same weight class. So we've come across Johnny Walker and had that name on the table and sat with the coaches in the room and broke that dude down. And kind of our assessment of him has always been, he's probably the least skilled, but one of the most difficult guys to fight because he's just unpredictable. You know what I mean? There's no way to really, there's really no way to game plan for him. He's big, he's strong. You're already loose and you're having fun or whatever, but there's got to be some sort of like, I don't know, like, how do you guys prepare for that?
It was pretty much what you said. I remember last week whenever you talked about it, you pretty much said it. You pretty much hit it on the head. Let him get his crazy shit out of the way early on, and then just kind of sit there. And you can't do spinning, jumping attacks, no matter how many kicks you like. Though you can't do that shit forever. You know what I mean? Especially not how you would need to keep me off of you. So yeah, it was pretty much just let him throw his stuff out there and eventually get in and make it a fight, touch him up.
When you were preparing for Johnny Walker, even though, I mean, listen, the fight fucking ended quick. We'll get to that knockout punch in a minute because what a shot it was. Congrats, buddy. But did you bring in a lot of guys that maybe tried to emulate that kind of awkward, flashy, acrobatic style?
No, I didn't. I stayed with my same guys. Probably the tallest guy that I sparred with is probably one of my guys. He's like a 155er. He trains at our gym. He's like 6'2", 6'1". Well, no, my coach Justin, he's 6'4". But other than that, nah. Like I'd probably say my boy Jordan McDonald was probably the biggest help, just because he knows how to fight long and he's fast. The kid is fast. He's got really good reflexes. I know if I can, match him with those every day, that'll get me sharp and have me where I need to be.
A guy like Johnny, like he doesn't really use his length and his physical gifts that much anyways. So he might be. Say what? He did though this time. If you notice, whenever I tried to come and close the distance on him, whenever he was dipping out, he was using the jab long to keep me from actually trying to cut him off. Right. Do you think that him being at that different gym, as you guys are breaking down film and stuff, did you see a difference from where he was at previously and then when he switched and started training with Kavanaugh?
It was hard, bro. It's hard because if you look at all his wins, the only way he won was by some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a flying knee, a spinning back fist, or the little elbow to the side from Stan. Yeah. I didn't see any sharp 1-2s. I didn't see any sharp combinations. I just seen a lot of just explosiveness. But I could tell that he's trying to get to that. I could tell that he was trying to get to that and learn it. Like I heard him say it in the interview, like after he fought Santos, he was like he's learning, he's getting better. He's like, that's where I knew he had a problem at, because I mastered that shit a long time ago, and then you just not picking it up. That's gonna put you behind with me. So I figured he I think he is getting better as it's just a process. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just behind with him, and then it's just, oh my God, he's just no. It's a process. It's going to take some time, because whenever he does start to use that length and use that athleticism the right way, it's a fucking problem.
Get that one out of the way now.
Yeah. Talking of problems, Jamahal, you are a problem, because I'm looking at your record right now. You've only been to a decision once in the UFC. Obviously, you had your arm snapped. You had your arm snapped by Paul Craig, but it is what it is. Let's try and talk about the good stuff. Come back, knocked out Jimmy Crute, knocked out Johnny Walker, knocked out Vincent Prue, Clinton Brew. Do you know what I mean? Talk to me.
Shit. Only reason why Stosic survived that fight to the decision was because I broke my hand 5 weeks before that fight, and I still fought. Oh, man, that's the only reason, man. That's the only why you got those 5 takedowns. That's why you got 6 takedowns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the training's such a bitch, isn't it? But punching power. Is that something? Obviously, you've got a fucking tremendous punching power. You're putting people to sleep. Is that something that you were born with, or have you had to work on that? And that's a question that people ask all the time. What's your opinion on that?
It's like a mixture. Like I always noticed, even growing up, I got in a lot of fights, and I noticed when I touch people, they go to sleep. Like I knocked a lot of people out. But I think now,
how many on the street?
Bro, I would never be able to count, bro. It's a lot. I'm not hundreds of people out, bro.
Yeah. Anthony Smith, are you a bit of a street fighting history back in the day as well?
Yeah, dude. I was a half black kid in a small Nebraska town. I didn't have a choice.
Todd, he knew.
I didn't have a choice.
I was trying to tell you, bro. It is always the craziest shit. It always comes from out of nowhere. Like you'll be chilling, and then out of nowhere somebody just.
I've never been known to start a fight. But I'll stay in it. That's
yeah.
If people say if anybody asks, I want no problems. But if they want problems, I say no problem.
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to use that.
I like. Yeah. I don't have problems. But if you want a problem, no problem. Oh, I like that. That's good. That's good. Tell me the craziest story, Jamahal. Jamahal, tell me that one that springs to mind. Like, come on, you got a few.
Oh man, like a street fighting story.
Yeah, come on. This is what people want to know. They want to know a bit of the background. Obviously, we all saw you just knock the fuck out of Johnny Walker. God bless him.
Which one is the one I already told? I think I already told a couple of. I think I told one. I think I told the one where like 8 dudes tried to jump me. I had to fight like 8 dudes by myself. I done had to fight like 12 dudes by myself. Like,
you need to stop hanging out by yourself.
That's what's fucked up. I wasn't by myself. That was fucked up. I wasn't by myself.
Get some friends, Jamahal. What the fuck?
Look, I wasn't by myself, bro. Shit, I thought the ones that was with me was solid. They wasn't rocking like that, I guess.
Isn't it funny though? Yeah, because I used to have that a lot. Your friends. Like I used to get myself in a lot of fights, and I never started the fights or started the trouble. But sometimes, I'm not saying my friends started the trouble, but maybe they were the ones that started talking a little bit of shit in a bar or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck, I gotta come in and save the day.
Yeah, I got it right, exactly. Because I
gotta save the fucking day.
You know when your man's gonna need some assistance.
Exactly. But then they don't do fuck all. They're playing fucking pool or whatever. I'm a dickhead. This is your fight. But I'm the one that's getting put in the back of a police car.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, we don't do none of that.
Yeah.
I never stuck around that long. I don't understand how people got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see light, I'm not that upset to where I'm like, yo, oh, fuck that. I'm ready to go. No, I'm out.
I'm leaving.
I'm out.
I'm running.
I'm out of there. Two of them deuces way up to the sky, and we out of there. I mean, look, I think I got one. I got a story for y'all. So it was just one. So all right, so it was just one. I forget what had happened. My cousin was riding with this girl, and somehow like her boyfriend or her ex or whatever saw them and followed them. Right. So they get into it. My cousin beat the dude up. So a week later, we at my cousin's house, and this dude's like calling, like oh, me and my boys, we about to pull up, ooh, this and that. So I'm like, all right. So we sitting there waiting. I call my other cousin, like, yo, this is what's happening, come pull up. All right. So I say like 3 hours go by. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, bro, I'm going home, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting ready to leave. They live in a cul-de-sac. So as I walk out on the porch, like 3 cars go by. I'm like, damn, is that them? They're like, I don't know. Cars pull back around the cul-de-sac. They come back and they stop, bro. Like 9 dudes get out the car. All right. 9. And like 3 of these dudes are fucking huge, bro. One of them looked like he could have went first round D-line, swear. The other dude was like 6'6". The other one had to be at least about 6'5", bro. These dudes were tall. There's some big dudes. So instantly, I'm like, bro. The thought crept in my head. We might be ready. This might be the night we take an L. But you gotta think, at this point, I've been beating people's ass for a long time. So I'm like, damn, this might be that night. So I picked a couple rocks up.
Hey.
He said, I ain't taking this L.
My right hand man got the baseball bat, and my cousin, for some reason, I don't know why, he got a pickle jar. All right. I don't know where.
And that's a solid fucking weapon, though. That's gonna hurt. A pickle jar in the face.
Yeah. But like as they getting closer, I'm thinking like I'm starting to feel the moral side and stuff. Like, oh, like this some bitch ass shit. They're gonna be like, oh, he put weapons out. They ain't gonna do nothing. And then like I've been sitting here for a long time. Like I'm like, all right. I throw the rocks down. I grab them. I tell my right hand man. You know what I mean? My right hand man, bro, is tall. You'll see him sometimes with me after the fight. Tall white dude, about my height, same build. Rock with me solid. All right. I'm like, bro, put the bat down. He's like, fuck that. he was not trying to drop me, bro. He was not. I had to grab it from him, toss it in the house. So they come up, and then they get to talking like, they're like, oh, woo, this and that. My man want to fight your cousin 1-on-1. I'm like, All right. They already fought one-on-one. He just fought one-on-one the week before this, and he got his ass beat. So that sounded like some bullshit to me. Then, like, just how they were standing there. I've been waiting here for like 3 hours. I'm not standing. No, I was like, fuck that. If anybody right here fight, I'm about to fight. It's 4 of us, it's 9 of them. Some talking went by. Then, I don't know. Dude somehow got up on my cousin and he hit him. He hit my cousin. My cousin went down. Like all 9 of these dudes tried to stump on my cousin at one time. Like I guess they figured we'd be scared and we just weren't gonna do nothing. That was not the case. Instantly, I hit the dude closest to me. It's like a nice little stocky dude. He tries to like grab me, you know. Luckily, I had a little bit of training at this point. Little hip block, knee to the stomach, head kick. Dude goes to sleep. All right. I always tell people,
you head kick someone in a street fight.
Head kick this dude.
That's fucking
Nice.
fantastic.
I need him in the sternum, and when he stepped back, I stepped back and head kicked him. Head kicked him, bro. His like head like melted like by his ankles, and just it was nasty. He was out cold. Then like I always tell my people, bro, if we get in the street fighting, like we outnumbered, you go down, just yell, and I'm gonna come get you up. I hear my cousin yelling for me, so I run over. It's like 3 dudes like kicking on him. So, you know, the first dude, like, it was like his chin was like lit up in the moon. Knocked him out cold. Look, I hit this dude.
This takes me back.
I grab my cousin and I pull him up. So as I pull him up, like I hear like, I look up and I see one of my boys is in the street. It's like 3 dudes on him. Like they on bro ass. Like just hitting him. So I run over, you know, but like he's like trying to reach up. He grabbed the dude's shirt. When he grabbed the dude's shirt, he left up, bow, and hit the dude. When he hit the dude, I ran over and knocked the other dude out. Like I'm throwing hitter quitters at this point because I'm hitting nothing but jaw. I'm knocked him out. Look up again. My little cousin, he's like probably 10 at the time. He comes out the house and like kicks one of the dude that I knocked out. He like kicks him. I'm like, oh shit. I see a dude coming out, so I run. I like drop kick this dude in the back, and he falls down. I just kind of lay on his back and just start hitting him, you know. Then I just like hear like a loud boom, electrical box going off. My man that was getting dipped in the street, the big ass dude is like choking the shit out of him now. So now I gotta run over here and help him. I start running over there. The dude sees me coming. He sees me coming. He pushed my boy and he runs. Like a bunch of these dudes just start going, and they start running towards the car. One of them's like walking past me, but he's like talking shit the other way. I don't know if he didn't see me or what. So I just felt like I needed to reach out and touch him. So I hit him. All right. He turns around, bro. He's like this. He like did like this, like a what's up thing like that, and like dips his head down. So as he dipped his head down, I just head kicked him. Bro, I head kicked this dude. He falls dead on his ass. And like they grab him and pull him, they pull him in the car, and these dudes take off and leave, right? So these guys leave. One dude's like knocked out still, like by this tree. All right, I see him. All of a sudden, there's like a lot of commotion. I'm not gonna say what happened. Bro, they left 2 of them. They left. Yeah, they left.
Oh my
this dude.
God.
So they left this dude, right? My cousin get the breaking windows out. I ain't gonna say it. Somebody get the breaking windows out.
There you go.
Like, somebody get the breaking windows out, right? So then all of a sudden I hear somebody yelling, like the dude like wakes up. He's like starts talking shit and like he like it's like I'm still standing. You know, I get to grabbing my boys. Like I'm still like obviously I'm doing damage, but I still got sense about the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm grabbing my boys. They just trying to maul him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like nah. I'm like, bro, get in your car. Go ahead and take off. You know what I'm saying? Dude, like, as soon as I look back, dude tried to hit me, bro.
No.
He hit me, bro. So he swung, I just dipped back. I hit him. When I hit him, bro, his, like, chin, like, collapsed. I'll never forget that shit. It was probably one of the nastiest hits I've ever landed on somebody. His chin, like, collapsed into his face. Pretty sure it was like his jaw shattered. And he just, like, fell. Bang! As soon as he hits the ground, like, my cousin goes to try to kick the dude. I grab him. And I hear somebody from behind. It's like, oh, get to talking. And then like one of the big ass dudes, we like see him. He's still standing over there. And he like threw something. So yeah, you know what I mean, just gotta be
over there.
Just step off in his ass a little bit, you know. Just step
Jamahal,
off a little bit.
I gotta say, you come on the show, right? The first you were a little quiet, you weren't saying much. We asked you to tell a story about a street fight, you fucking came right to life. You're like, fuck yes, let's go. The personality came out, you got a smile on your face.
Now we're talking his language.
It just taking me back a little bit, man. You know, I had some fun. Don't get me wrong, get some mischief. I don't, you know what I mean? I try not to be like that no more and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I had some fun.
I think we're all like that. I think most of us probably do our best to avoid any kind of altercations these days. But we had a life before this.
Exactly. You talked there about
we had some times.
Had some times indeed, and sometimes over a beer they're fun to talk about. You said there one of the best punches you ever landed on this guy because you fucked his jaw up so badly. One of the best punches you ever landed in the octagon was last time out against Johnny Walker. I mean, what a shot that was. I mean, the poor guy, you know, because you've seen that picture, and I saw you came out and did you kind of like defend him or something, or tell people to stop talking shit or something like that? Because you know what the people are like, the trolls online. People get knocked out, people talk shit. Talk to me about that fight and talk to me about what I'm telling you about.
Yeah, for sure. Like, as far as that goes, it wasn't as far as the memes and shit. It's just like, it's the harassment, bro. Like, all right, he took the L, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like to go in his inbox, go in his fiance's inbox, you know what I mean? Dogging him, berating him, talking about kids that he may have or whatever, whether he has or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's not no man shit. That ain't no real shit. I mean, I'm all about real shit. That ain't no real shit.
No, not at all. I mean, you were in a position.
Do it to his face. If you would do it to his face, hey, you doing it to his face, I ain't got nothing to say, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, that's kind of fans these days, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that you had people in your inbox, you know, after the Craig thing when you got caught, and you know, giving you shit about it. Oh, me too. I got shit from Glover still. That was 2 years ago.
Right. No matter what you do, since then, you know what I mean? It's always. But it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? I put myself out there, you know, and I don't look at the Craig fight ain't hard for me to look back on. None of that, bro. You know what I mean? That day it's not like, oh, that was one of the worst days of my life or nothing. I learned something, you know what I mean? And I evolved from what I learned, you know what I mean, in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, as a man, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I had a whole image about this man that was false. You know what I'm saying? Just based off of I let some other shit get in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because afterwards you guys kind of squashed the beef. I saw you guys were dancing away together. You were having a few drinks. You're having a good old time. So all water under the bridge, it seems like. Jamahal, you still there? Jamahal? I think we lost him.
We lose him for a second?
Which is a shame. Because that was good. He fucking really came to life there.
I know. He lit right up.
Yeah, he was all quiet at the beginning. I mean, of course, you know, I don't know him too well. But then we asked for a street fight story. Jesus Christ, he came alive to that one. I was going to ask him who he wants to fight next. Would that be weird if he said you? What would that be? Oh, all right, no. Would it be a dick move for me to say, do you think you'd ever want to fight Anthony Smith? What off the air? Would you be like, Mike, can you not be fucking stirring shit, please?
I mean, that might be a dick move. If he said me, though, I mean, well, him and we've had a couple interactions. We've had a couple beers together before.
Yeah.
It's business, man. We're close enough in the rankings where his name's bound to come across my desk at some point in time. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's I like his manager a lot too. So it's one of the few guys, like few other managers that's not mine, that I don't have a hard time conversating with. You know, like just, you know, he does a good job of getting me interviews with some of his guys. Like, he's just a good dude. So man, I wouldn't be offended by that. Because I know him. Like, we've had some conversations. I know that it wouldn't be with malice. You know what I mean? It'd just be him wanting an opportunity to keep climbing.
As you say, it's just business. Yeah. It is what it is. I
like him too. I'd give it to him.
Yeah. No, he is a very likable guy, and he fights well. I think maybe you got a phone call or something like that. If he comes back, we'll ask him, because I wanted to get his prediction on Colby versus Masvidal this weekend. Obviously,
I was going to ask that same thing too.
All right, real quick, Manscaped. Listen, I want to tell you about Manscaped. Manscaped 4.0. The Manscaper, the best ball shave trimmer, non-damaging penis tool that you'll ever use, just continues to get better and better. When Manscaped 1 came out, it was a game changer. 2 blew my mind. 3, I was like, this is ridiculous. But now Manscaped 4.0, the 3rd generation trimmer, features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the advanced skin-safe technology. This thing is premium. It is waterproof. It has a long battery. It has a illuminating LED light. You can trim your penis in the dark if you're a weirdo. They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology. And let's not forget about the charging stand, okay? Show your mower off loud and proud, because this intelligently designed stand is a convenient charging dock powered by USB. Look, men, you got to trim. You got to be presentable. You can't just let it go wild down there. And we've all done it. We've grabbed the beard shavers, we've grabbed the head trimmers, and we've all cut ourselves. That can be a thing of the past. No more stinging, no more bleeding, no more pain, okay? Just trim balls and penis. Done without cutting yourself. Go to manscaped.com. Use the code Bisping20. You're going to get 20% off and free shipping. It really is a great deal. Your balls will thank you. You get 20% off and you get free shipping when you use the code Bisping20 and manscaped.com. Oh, here he is. There he is. He's back.
He's back.
You get a phone call?
No, I ain't get a phone call. For some reason, he just like kind of kicked me out. Said something went wrong.
Yeah. We were just saying that when you left, we were going to ask you if you had a prediction for this weekend, Colby versus Masvidal. What do you think about that fight?
Oh, man. I think it's a lot of factors into it. The bad blood is like, I guess that kind of does, but like, all right, you got to look at it like this. I think Kobe's wrestling is a true like trump card, for this fight.
Pardon the expression. Pardon the pun.
Yeah. Shit. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, they just created without even thinking about it.
There you go.
Market that kid. But no, I think, how long was Kobe at ATT?
Oh, I don't know.
I think his whole career. I think his whole career.
So like with me, with my coaches, whenever I have a problem with something and the official like, all right, I need insecure, anything like about any move, anything, I express that to them and we break it all the way down. Those are the same people now working against him. You know what I'm saying? So I think to some degree you gotta give that like some type of like, because they know what he like. There's something to be said about somebody that knows what they like to do. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
There is that. So and then the fact that Masvidal, I think the Masvidal card that he has in his corner is that he can land flush and knock you out.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out, because Anthony Smith told us at the beginning, Jamahal, that he has about 14 kids that are almost killing themselves in a trampoline. And I'm just like, are the kids, because it sounds like someone's being tortured in the background. Someone's screaming there. I'm assuming, did you have children there, Jamahal? Or is that you, Anthony?
No, that's not me.
That was my son, bro. He just runs around. He just likes to attack and fight everybody. He likes to fight and attack everything.
That's all right.
Bless him. All right, well, there he is. What's up, buddy? What's his name?
There we go.
Jazeer. Just say hi.
How you doing, pal?
You're not going to say hi. Come here. You going to come up here and say hi?
He's shy.
Nah, bro. He's just rolling around. He's too busy doing other stuff.
Hey, well, I guess before we let you go, the division is, listen, I'm dealing with the same shit. It's weird right now. There's just, everyone at the top is kind of matched, and even a lot of the other guys throughout the division are matched. What do you want to do? You want to chill out for a minute? You want to get back in there? I see you. I was gonna say I see you and Ozdemir on Twitter going back and forth.
I want that one. Like the only people, like the way. All right, this is the way I look at it. And you was also right. You was right. I like. And bro, I like you sharp, bro. The whole reason why I didn't call anybody out was a simple fact. I'm not trying to fight nobody that's making more money than me. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, and looking into the top 10 for the danger and everything that it presents and what it can bring, I don't feel like the money that I'm making is worth stepping across to somebody like Anthony Smith. But what I'm making right now, bro, we not fighting for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And do I have a problem fighting you? No. You know what I'm saying? But the business got to make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, I'm totally with you. Like, I think I talked about that like last week, where like you got a smart manager, and I've respected Brian for a long time. He's a really smart guy, and he's really in his fighter's corner. So like that was the first thing that stood out to me. Was like, okay, he didn't make a call out, and typically Jamal's you're the type of dude to like use that moment to get what you want, and you purposely didn't. And like it wasn't like you got wrapped up and you forgot about it. It was you made a conscious decision to not make a call out and not call anybody's name. So I don't know. For some reason I just picked up on that. Like that was on purpose for sure.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. It definitely was. But now since like, you know what I mean, now with the dust kind of settling and everything, and then when my man speaking out the way that he did, I feel like a message needs to be sent. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like people should feel comfortable just saying, "Oh, I want to fight Jamal," or even taking like that was a shot. You know what I mean? That was taking a shot at me, kind of what he did. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see it, Jamal. What was he talking some shit?
They posted the thing after the quoted after I said stop doubting, start believing because it's real. And he's like still doubting. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was like I don't even think I hadn't even left the apex at that point. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean? Like it's like okay.
All right.
So that is a fight. Contrary to what you just said, now that someone's like kind of poked the bear, so to speak, that's something that you would consider.
Yeah, no, that's what I want. I'm not considering. That's what I want. I mean, I want him to sign the contract. And I want them to give me a date. I show up there. I'm there for his eyes.
And that's a big fight.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Yeah. Like I fought Vulcan, and like your guys' styles match up really, really nicely for just a goddamn barn burner. I'm in. Sign me up.
With it. Let's go.
All right, Jamal. We'll let you go, buddy. Thanks a lot for joining us. I really do appreciate it. We've got to do this again. Got to get some more 3-on-9 street fight stories.
Yeah.
We'll let you get back to
Every time you come on, you owe us a story, though.
Yeah, that's right.
From a different we'll give y'all one from a younger age next time.
There you go. All right, Jamal. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
All right, man.
Later, brother.
All right. There he is. Jamal Hill. That's cool. I understand what he's saying. You know, obviously he's working his way up. No doubt, probably got a contract negotiation coming up soon or whatnot, so he doesn't want the big names yet. But then, as soon as Uzdemir fucking poked the bear, he was like, fuck that. Oh, now it's not business. Now it's personal. You're going to take a shot at me. Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, you know, I think Jamal seems like a type of guy that needs a reason. Like he needs a reason to feel a certain way when he's going into these fights. You know what I mean? Kind of the Paul Craig thing, and then you know Johnny Walker I don't think they had too many issues, but like you said, like got to poke the bear, and now Jamal's like, okay, like all the businessman smart decision making stuff I was talking about, that shit's out the window. Like now I'm gonna fight you.
But which, by the way, as I say, I do respect that, but that's also the opposite way if you want to be the way you want to be. You don't want to be emotional like that. But of course, you seem like you're in control of your emotions, Anthony. Jamal reminds me of myself when I was a little bit younger. If someone talks shit, it's like, all right, motherfucker, it's fucking on. And most of the times when you react out of emotion, it's the incorrect reaction. You know, most of the time you're not making good decisions when you're reacting through emotion. Tell me about that though, Anthony. Am I right in saying that you seem that you're predominantly a level-headed guy, or you know, do you let your temper and emotions get the better of you sometimes?
Man, you know, listening to Jamal talk reminds me a lot of myself when I was younger, where I didn't always have control of them at all. There's plenty of fights and early, you know, I first couple years as a pro, I think I took like 10 losses or something. So a lot of those were a lot of emotional reactions, a lot of freaking out, a lot of anger. And I think some of that just came from life and kind of the hand that I was dealt and the things that were going on in life. And I just exploded, and that was my outlet. But now I'm in total control of my emotions, and I just don't take this shit so serious. I think that when it stopped becoming, I don't know, this is going to sound the most cliche shit in the world, but
No, say it. Conceive, believe, achieve, brother. Let's go.
It's going to sound like that.
Yeah. No, I know.
Fighting you when I was like that, when I was super emotional and kind of a little bit of a wild man, fighting defined who I was as a person. Like it was
exactly
all
the same.
It was all I had. It identified me. Like that's all, the only thing that gave me any value was being a fighter. And then as I got older, I became a dad and a husband, and then the broadcasting stuff started happening. And then I had all these other things that I guess maybe defined me more than being a fighter did. So now it's very much something I do. It's not who I am anymore. So now it's easier to control my emotions, and it's easier to flip the switch. I didn't ever have a switch before. I was just fucking turned on all the time, and I'd just go in there and I'd lose my shit. And then sometimes I'd win and sometimes I'd lose, and more often than not, I'd lose. Now that I actually have a switch, I can just turn it on, turn it off. Like I'll show up to the arena, super chill, relaxed. I'll take a nap in the back if the fights are taking too long. My coach will wake me up and say, "Hey, we got 35 minutes and we're rolling." I'll flip the switch, and then as soon as I'm done fighting, I turn it back off and we hit the post-fight press conference. It's
that's the way to
mode.
be.
Yeah,
that's
it's a mode
the way
now.
to be. It is because, like Jamahal said, like you say, I say, and I'm sure it's a common theme running through a lot of fighters. You know, growing up, that was the same thing. That was my identity. That's who I was. I wasn't good at sports. You know, family didn't have a lot of money. Money was very, very tight. You know, there was always fights in the house. It was a turbulent household with respect to my parents. I don't want to talk shit about my mom and dad, but there was a lot of fights going on. So fighting was natural to me. Do you know what I mean? And punching a motherfucker in the face didn't seem crazy, you know? And then I got known for that stuff, and I wasn't good at sports. I wasn't particularly popular, but I was known as being the tough guy, the guy that can win a fight. And that was the only thing that I held dear to my heart. You know what I mean? And if someone thought they could beat me in a fight, I'd say, well, let's fucking meet on the castle field and figure it out tonight then, dickhead. Do you know what I mean? And looking back, clearly a personality flaw. That is not the way you want to go through your life. Do you know? But wait,
thank God we found this sport.
Thank God. I would have been in prison. I guarantee. I went to prison, and I probably would have ended up going back had I not. Because as we just said, that's not the way to win your life. But it's all I had when I was a kid. But as you say, when you get to the UFC, you start opening other doors, and you start to think, hold on a minute, fucking hell, there is more to life than this. And I can't sit here and preach. I'm still a work in process. You know what I mean? I did do some anger management courses, and that definitely helped me. But I don't know if you follow this guy on Instagram. He's called Sadhguru, SHDH or something. Sadhguru is an Indian guy that's always like talking about philosophy and stuff like that. And he talks about losing your temper a lot. And he says, and it makes such perfect sense, that when you lose your temper, you're letting other people control you. You know, why are you going to let what they do, their actions, control how you feel inside? You know, if they're acting in a certain way, why is that going to get you hot, unbothered, angry, emotional, making bad decisions? Why are you going to let them control? It's like they've got their hand up your ass and they're playing you like a fucking little puppet. You know, you got to try and stay calm and neutral at all times. And it really resonates with me, things like that.
Yeah, dude, I love listening to and reading those kind of philosophy things. You know, I did a lot of therapy stuff, and mine's less about anger. It's more about just dealing with my problems and stuff. So I'm the complete opposite of probably you. Like, you know, something happens to you and you get really angry and you kind of, you know, you lash out a little bit. I do the complete opposite. I just pretend like it never happened. So I just stuff everything into this jar. And I just never deal with it. I never acknowledge it. So people,
but does that not build up, and then one day you explode?
It's like a big glass, and I just keep stuffing it in this glass, and it eventually the smallest little thing will just overflow it, and then it all fucking comes out at the same time, and then my world is a goddamn disaster. So over the last few years, I've done a better job of acknowledging when something's bothering me. And everyone's always said, "Oh, Anthony, it's just like it rolls off your back. Like it's no big deal. It's, you know, you just deal with it.
It doesn't. It's still on my back. It's on my back, and it's fucking building, and it's going to explode in a minute."
Yeah. So like there's shit from, you know, when I first started, it was kind of I was going through around the time of the pandemic, the Glover thing, and then the Rakic fight, and then the injury, and the loss of John Jones is kind of the start of that. And I didn't deal with any of it. It was like I just moved on. Like I just stepped over it like it never fucking happened. And then eventually it overflows. And then now here I am dealing with shit that happened 2 years ago that I never even acknowledged. And now I'm dealing with it, you know, 2 years later. But I think again, those are personality flaws. And thank God that, both of us for our different reasons found this goddamn sport and at least gave me at least a platform to like be able to support myself, support my family, have a release or an outlet. And over time was able to figure the rest of my shit out.
For me, didn't go to college, nothing like that, no education really. And I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And when I was assessing what I was going to do, because I wanted to do something, I was ambitious, I was willing to put work in and all the rest of it. And there was a guy at my work, my supervisor said, you need to think about what you want to do with your life, Mike, because before you know it, you're going to be in your 40s in the blink of an eye. And then I kept coming back to fighting. And the UFC wasn't a platform. Yes, it existed back then, but it was nowhere near what it is now. And I didn't watch it. I wasn't aware of it. It wasn't in my consciousness at all. But I kept coming back to fighting. I'm like, what am I good at? Because I believe everyone's got a skill. Everybody's got a skill. Most people are good at something. So figure out what that skill is and where can that take you. And then you got to put the plan in place, and then you got to do the hard part, which is get off your ass and fucking take the steps and work your ass off and get paid very, 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 very little, if not nothing at the beginning. Nothing. And work your ass off. What was your path into becoming a professional mixed martial artist?
I didn't even know, like I had convinced my grandpa a couple times to like rent me the UFC, like VHS tapes at the video store. But I'd never even once thought like, oh, I could do that. I had a lot of problems growing up. I wasn't the most popular kid in the world. I was different and I was a decent athlete. Like, I was in Nebraska. If you're good at sports, people kind of let you can kind of float along and they'll leave you alone a little bit because you're kind of doing something for them. But once I dropped out of high school, I was supposed to wrestle in college, and that's what I wanted to do. And I dropped out of high school, got kicked off the wrestling team, and I seen some amateur fight night, and still the UFC wasn't even I never even thought about it. I just wanted to go get in a fight and not get in trouble for it, and just be able to show up and fight, and whatever all that shit I had going on inside, I could just let it go. And I lost my first 4 amateur fights. I just kept showing up, and some old guy said, "Hey, you ever think about training?" I was like, "Yeah, I should probably try that." So I started training with that guy, and I probably had 20 amateur fights before I even considered going pro. And then one thing led to another. I fought as a pro and worked my way up, but I never had any ambition to be a professional fighter. I never had any ambitions to make it to the UFC. I just wanted to fight. And I remember when I found out that I could get paid for this, like
no way,
shit. Like I get some money for this, and then
they will pay me to do this, because in your mind, it sounds like that was kind of a therapy in some ways for you.
It was. It just gave me a direction. Like I dropped out of high school. I wasn't playing any sports anymore. I was just floating around, partying my ass off, getting in trouble. So once I started training, then I was like, I fucking love this shit. I didn't know why. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I didn't have any idea I could make a career of this, but I knew that I really liked it. So I drove like an hour and 10 minutes one way every single day. So I drive an hour and 10 minutes there, train for 2 hours, drive an hour and 10 minutes back. I did that every single day. And I just kept going. And I didn't know I had literally no idea what the hell I was going to do with this, but I just knew I liked doing it, and I wasn't getting in trouble. I was slowly partying less because I had to go to practice. I was hanging out less with the wrong crowd because I had to go to practice. And then on the weekends, I wasn't out partying because I had created this group of friends that all were fighters and had all come from a similar background. And they were all kind of doing the same thing I was doing. They'd figured out something they liked and had met other people that had liked it too. So on the weekends, either I was fighting or one of my teammates was fighting. So I'm going to go corner him, or I'm going to go help him warm up, or like, it just pulled me out of my bullshit and it gave me something to focus on. So that's just kind of how it spiraled out of control. Not out of control, but like the journey kind of spiraled out of control. I was just following this road, but I had no fucking idea where it was going.
And that's why it's so important for young men or women to have something like this, whether or not it's fighting or something completely different, because what you're talking about there is the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the doing something productive with your life. And as you say, you didn't know where this was going to take you, but you liked doing it. And because you were doing that, you weren't fucking about doing other shit, because I'm sure you like a beer. Everyone likes a night out here and there. But if you've got nothing else better to focus on, you get pulled in those directions. Just like my daughter. You know, my daughter went through a couple of shitty years growing up as a teenager, got involved with some bloody idiots. But now, you know, she's an aspiring actress. She does a lot of online classes and courses. She's got something that she's passionate about. Right. And now she's putting a lot of energy into that. And it's something productive. And of course, it's a dream, you know, but it's good to have a dream. It's great to have a dream and have something to work towards. Same with Callum with the wrestling. You know what I mean? So I hope whoever it is listening to this, I hope you find your calling or your dream or your passion, and good luck. Okay, we all probably have a lot of things that we subscribe to, things that we pay monthly for, and they're the small little amounts, right? So you forget about them. Well, guess what? They build up. And you want to cancel them and they're a pain in the ass. You got to contact your bank. You got to do all kinds. You got to jump through hoops. You got to go have a lot of ball ache to cancel these subscriptions. Well, that is where Truebill comes in. Did you know that free trials renew without your consent? It's a business scam to get you. Don't let greedy corporations pocket your money. Download Truebill to take control of your subscriptions. Truebill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply, as I said, you forget about. On average, people save $720 a year with Truebill because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel. Truebill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your accounts and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in just one tap. And the Truebill concierge is there for you when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so that you don't have to. Okay. Don't fall for the subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/believe. Go right now. Truebill.com/believe. It could save you thousands a year. Truebill.com/believe. But enough of that. UFC 272, Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal. Huge fight this weekend. Mike Perry looks like he's fucked us right off. Brian.
Did he? Damn.
No.
I was looking forward to that.
Brian, are you there?
I am. Give me 1 second.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. He doesn't give a shit about us.
No, I tried to, because Mike was hitting me up. He was keen to do the show. He messaged me a few times. I said, yeah, absolutely. We had him locked in for a certain time. I just said, can we push you back a bit because we're just a little behind schedule, and he hasn't responded. So have you heard anything from Mike Perry?
No, I sent him an email before and then again, and I haven't heard anything back from him at all. And it's not that I don't care, Anthony. I just had you come through my speakers, and I didn't need all that noise in post-production.
Okay, so it's noise. Oh. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Anthony Smith is just noise.
What happened to Harrington?
Yeah, he fucked us off. He has not shown his face at all.
Oh, shit, there he is. Okay.
Oh, Mr. Johnny come lately.
I mean, he did say he got here not too long ago, so he was fucking late to the party.
Hey, how you doing?
Where's your cake, Harrington? Yeah,
I'm good. My cake is in the fridge. I misunderstood the whole stream of text messages. I saw, hey guys, I didn't mean 5:30. I meant 6:30. I was like, sweet, I'm gonna take a nap till like 6:20 and immediately knocked out.
Nah, well, all good, buddy. I'm glad you joined us anyway.
I'm just happy you're here.
So why didn't you show up till 6:45?
That's a good point.
I was here at 6:30. What's going on?
Not much, mate. Thanks for joining us, and I appreciate the birthday cake. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. While you guys were talking to Jamahal Hill, I have gotten like 4 DMs, tagged on Twitter about 9 times. I don't know if you guys have talked about it, obviously, because I was missing. But Islam Makhachev, after the win last weekend, now wants to fight RDA at UFC 272 this weekekend.
See, this is the problem when you show up late.
All right, I'm gonna leave.
This is the problem. Anthony Smith broke the breaking news already, but now we're going to fucking retrail that ground. No, Harrison, you come back on quickly. We'll give you a little bit of airtime for a second. We were just going to get into UFC 272. I don't know why I'm doing this. We have one of the best experts and analysts in the game. I'm talking about Anthony Smith, not me. I'm also kind of clued in on this, but I'm going to ask you, give me your prediction. Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal, who wins and why?
I'm predicting everyone listening is going to skip to about 30 seconds ahead when Anthony Smith gives his breakdown.
Yeah. Well, do you have a prediction now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been saying I think Jorge Masvidal is going to win this fight from the moment it was booked. I don't know why. It's probably not a smart pick, but that's what I think.
Masvidal?
Yeah.
Interesting. You know, because when you look at the fight, I mean, obviously, I think, who was it said this? Oh, it was Jamahal. The wrestling is his trump card, which was a nice little indirect.
It was funny he said that and didn't get it for a second.
yeah. That is the trump card, and I think that is basically that's the name of the episode. Trump card, UFC 272 preview show. Trump card. That is like kind of the big question. Can Mas Vidal stop the wrestling? Can Mas Vidal get back to his feet if taken down? Can Mas Vidal get the separation and do some damage with the hands? Because if he can't, Colby's going to win that fight. And I think that's what it comes down to. Colby's going to throw strikes. Of course he is. He always does. And that's how he sets up his takedowns. But he's not going to come in with an approach that is just going to stand with him. These two have trained together. They know each other like the back of their hands. They lived with one another. There's bad blood. So there's, and they may get thrown off their game plan a little bit because of their emotions. But essentially, that's kind of how I see this one. What about you, Anthony?
Yeah, the funnest part to me, and this is why I love when teammates fight each other. When you get a little bit of animosity, you get a little, Harrington doesn't even want to listen. Okay.
That's fine. Forget him. It doesn't matter.
No, I absolutely love when teammates fight each other because we have all these questions and they already have the answers. Like Mas Vidal knows whether or not Colby can take him down consistently.
100%.
He already knows. And that's the fun part for me because we're going to find out in the first 30 seconds. We're going to see if one of those guys is going to fight different than they normally do. And whoever that guy is going to be the guy that likely loses because he's going to have to change something. Like, I really believe that Colby Covington is absolutely the second best welterweight in the world. I think Chimaev, obviously, you can throw into the conversation just because he's on his way up and there's a lot of hype behind him. I don't want to dismiss him, but he hasn't beaten the guys for us to rightfully talk about him above the other people like your Leon Edwards and some of those guys. But he's coming. But I think if Usman doesn't exist, Colby Covington is the champion of that division. And I think that he's just a tad under Kamaru Usman. And Usman's beat Masvidal twice. The thing that works in Masvidal's favor is the fact that they have been training partners and they kind of
Usman's beat Colby twice though as well. Devil's avocado.
That's fair. So I do think that Colby's just a slightly less good version of Usman. And Masvidal didn't really have a lot of answers for Usman's game, but because they do know each other so well, Masvidal knows things about Colby as far as his style and his game that he's going to be able to take advantage of that maybe other people haven't. So whether that's he shoots one side, if he does it off a certain punch, if he has a tell in his face when he goes, like he knows all those things. So the tape says that Colby Covington should win this fight 50-45. But I think that you add in the personal stuff. I think this game is very, very mental. So, we've talked about that on the show a couple times. It's probably 80% mental. So if Masvidal has the mental edge and Colby has any kind of insecurities about fighting him, I think Jamahal Hill brought up a perfect point that I never even thought about. Anytime I've had an issue in the gym, and I actually had it in the Span fight where like his power right hand was keeping me up at night. I don't know why. For whatever reason. Like, I fought some of the biggest hitters in the game and never had any issues worrying about it. But for some reason, I was worried about Ryan Spence. No one else knows that. But I had to go and I had to sit in the gym with Mark and say that this thing's fucking keeping me up at night. I don't know why. And we spent an entire practice walking through the 4 ways that we plan to deal with those issues. And then talked about why emotionally, like, why is that bothering me? Like, what's going on in your head? Like, what's deep in your heart? What's bothering you? Like, now those people are the ones that are game planning against Colby. Like, they know all those secrets. That's not just technical. They know all his emotional secrets. They know how he feels inside. That's a fucked up place to be.
It really is. And also, let's not forget, Masvidal's coming off a knockout where he got knocked out cold. Cold. Have you ever been knocked out unconscious cold?
Not like that. I've been one time I got knocked out in 2011, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Well, I have obviously UFC 100. I went to sleep for quite some time. To come back from that, it's tough. Now, listen, Masvidal is the type of guy. He's definitely mentally strong. He's confident, and he's been around enough to know that, hey, listen, you fight enough, you fight the right people for long enough, it's probably going to happen. However, it was his last fight out. His last time out, pardon me. First time it's happened as well in a long, storied career. Yes, he lost by TKO once, but that's very different. The referee stepping up and saving you from more damage is very different to you just being fucking asleep. So it is a good time for Colby to get him on top of everything else you just mentioned. So it's going to be interesting to see if Mas Vidal is as aggressive in the earlier rounds as he normally is. One thing that you mentioned, though, they know each other like the back of the hand. I mean, I have a guy that he was one of my main sparring partners out here, right? And by the end, it was almost unproductive sparring with this man because we both knew exactly what we were going to do. We would throw the same stuff. He would know my takedowns. He would know my kicks. And I knew what he was going to do. And every sparring session looked the exact same because there was very much variation because we knew each other's game so well. He was one of my main sparring partners. Shout out Moses Murrieta. Have you had that kind of situation? You got a guy that you know like the back of your hand? Because I'm assuming these guys, they lived together, they were best friends, they were training partners, so they trained together a lot. So they know each other inside out, as well as their personal secrets, what they used to get up to in that apartment. Because I'm sure there's some fun shit went down. But yeah, did you have a training partner that you just worked with all the time, that you guys knew each other too well?
Yeah. Well, my jiu-jitsu coach, the man who took me from white belt to black belt, we almost can't even roll anymore because it's
there
really
you go.
It's really pointless. Like it's a lot of just stalling each other out. Like he'll move 1 inch and like I know where he's going, and then I'll move a little bit and he knows where I'm going. So it's, you know, Chris Camozzi's kind of the same way. We've just sparred so many rounds that it's pointless. Like every little movement, like I can see in his body language, I know exactly what he's doing for the next couple minutes, probably, you know, because he's got his whole systems that they run through and so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. What do you think the possibility, though, of Mas Vidal catching him? You know, and I don't necessarily mean knocking him out, flatlining him. I don't think Colby's ever been knocked out. But dropping him, hurting him, and then following up. Because that's Mas Vidal's key to victory. Because I never saw that happening against Darren Till. I didn't think he would do that. Darren's a bigger guy. Granted, he was at 170, so that weight cut definitely probably affected him. Definitely, probably. What the fuck? Two contradictory words. But that probably affected him, right? And Mas Vidal landed a sweet shot, you know. And I think that's not that I'm just saying he has a puncher's chance, because he doesn't have a puncher's chance. He's a technical striker. He will set that up. He will, you know, the man knows how to fight. He's savvy. But essentially, it's kind of the wrestling with the high-paced cardio, a high output, lots of punches to set up the takedown against Mas Vidal. That's going to have a pure striking offense, in my opinion.
Well, fortunately for Mas Vidal, Colby's only real way to victory is to have to take him down. And again, fortunately for Mas Vidal, that means he's got to come within arm's reach. Like he's got to come close enough to touch him. So he doesn't have to worry about trying to chase Colby down. He doesn't have to worry about Colby's going to come to him, and he's going to do it often and a lot. So, and Colby's not afraid to kind of exchange in the firefight a little bit. Now, again, they do know each other very well, so I don't know if Colby is going to change that. But my one knock on Colby is that he is almost too high output. Like his hands, he throws so many punches, they're never at his face long enough to protect it anyways. So that would be my biggest knock on him, is that defensively he's not that responsible when it comes to striking. He just walks through, kind of wades through the fire. You're not going to be able to do that with everybody. You know, he got put down a couple times by Usman in their last fight because he just kind of waded his way into range and started throwing bombs. It just, so I think that is Mas Vidal's chance, is to, with Colby's high output, he's going to have to take a couple, but I think that's probably a fair trade-off to Mas Vidal. If he can take a couple to give a couple, I would probably make that trade.
And that is a good point. But the reality is, though, let's remember, you know, got to give Colby his due. Kamaru Usman is definitely better than the pair of them because he's beaten them both twice. Okay, right. So that's not a matter of opinion. That's just facts. Okay. He was powerful enough, hit hard enough, had enough offense to hold Kamaru Usman at bay and to make Kamaru respect him. You know what I mean? So while, yes, you're absolutely right with the output, because most people that haven't fought for a living, they won't realize. But if you're throwing fast shots like that, does not require nowhere near the amount of energy and throwing a fucking hard punch. And when you're just tapping on the bag, you can fucking go all day. When you start putting them in and you're starting to let rip and trying to do damage, you can get out of breath very, very quickly. So I think that's a conscious thing by Colby. I think he could turn it on if he wanted to.
If he wanted to.
I'm sure he can dig his heels in.
Well, it's also hard to shoot when you're like that. When you're digging into your punches, it's hard to flow from the punches and then level change. So
because you're too committed, you've got your heels dug in, you're here, and then even when you don't land the punch, you're off balance and you got to push back the other way with the other hand. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're bum, 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 you can still have your feet perfectly placed. I know you're trying to do is set a trap, and when the hands come up, fuck you, motherfucker. Islam Makhachev, let's go, brother.
Well, there's the cardio issue too. Like Colby's gonna go 25 minutes with his foot to the fucking floor, and there's not a lot of guys that can do that. So even if he has a tough first 2 rounds and really pushes Masvidal, he may take some hard shots. It's kind of like in the Usman fight. There was a wide gap between those guys in the first 2 rounds. After that, Colby's pace never slowed down, and that gap got smaller and smaller by the 5th round.
He weaponizes his cardio,
100%.
in a great way. That's what I used to do. I used to put on such a pace in my early days that eventually people wilt. They get tired. And when they get tired, they start making mistakes. And when they make mistakes, that's the beginning of the end. Last question, and I want to get a prediction from you, if you don't mind. I'm commentating, so I can't do it. Excuse me. Burping again. I'm always burping too much. The coffee shouldn't make you burp, but it does. It makes me bloody burp. There's a lot of bad blood coming into this one. We know. I am getting messages all the time in my inbox. If you think the bad blood between Colby and Jorge is real, I don't know what to tell you. You are a fool. It is a work. They are lying to everybody, all the rest. I'm like, what are you talking about? Mas Vidal, being the type of person that he is, I don't think he's going to go through and orchestrate this type of bullshit. Years. I think the beef for years, the beef is absolutely real. What's going to validate these assholes? Not assholes, that's a strong word. They're not assholes. They're just misinformed or they have an incorrect opinion. But what's going to validate their opinion is I expect after the fight, because they were so close, right? They were friends at one point. Now the bad blood is so real because whenever you've been a friend close with somebody and then you have a separation, you break up and there's bad blood, it's way more personal. If you didn't really know them, you wouldn't give a fuck. But they do have respect. They might not admit that now, but they do. And when they share 25 minutes, if it goes 25 minutes to a decision, I think we'll see them hugging in the octagon, embrace, because you know damn well, it all gets thrown out the window. Most of it's done. When you go man on man, one on one, and you've got balls enough to stand there and fight like a man, afterwards, hopefully, there should be a sign of respect and maybe the beef is squashed. So I guess after all that long setting up, do you think the beef is real? And do you think they'll embrace afterwards and say, we're good?
Yeah, I think it's 100% real. There's just been too much personal shit said, and it's gone on for too long. If there was a couple months and then they fought, and whatever, maybe, but Masvidal's kind of a gangster. I don't see him going on and letting Colby do that for that long and it not be real. But I don't think that they squash it afterwards. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah,
well, I mean, look at Askren. Askren just said a couple mean things and said that George sucked at fighting and then got KO'd, and Masvidal did not let that go. I mean, he cut a promo on him after the fight. And he'll still take any opportunity he can to throw a knife in Ben Askren's back.
Yeah, and Masvidal's came at me as well many times, and we almost
you guys
got
squash
into
it.
Yeah, we're good now. We're good. I mean, obviously, it was all through Yoel Romero and their Cuban connection, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I get it. And I was talking shit at Yoel, and I ripped up a Cuban flag and threw it at Yoel Romero. So apparently that's a big no-no. And then he was talking shit. He was trying to come at me in China and then on social media. And then I was down in Uruguay, and I don't know how it happened, but we both just started laughing, shook hands. Because it was all over bullshit, really. There was no real issue. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And then, we just started laughing. And then that night I saw him, we had a few drinks. And then we shared a taxi back to the airport together on Sunday morning, both hungover, sharing war stories, just like Ryan Spans. And let me tell you, Masvidal's got some fucking war stories. He is a gangster. He's not kind of a gangster. He is a gangster. Who wins, Anthony? What do you think?
Man, it's a tough. Again, all the film says Colby wins, but there's just some feeling I have that Masvidal seems so confident, and Colby although he's still saying fucked up stuff, like, I mean, he's talking about Mas Vidal's family and how he is as a father, and his, like, God damn, man, it's too much. And I don't know, Mas Vidal just seems so sure. There's just something about, like, they know each other so well, and Colby's got all these skills and all these abilities, and we all know how great he is. But like, Mas Vidal's not. It doesn't look like he's even bothered by it. I don't know. There's something that tells me Mas Vidal knows something that we don't know.
Yeah, well, he's just a real fighter as well, and I think that's probably part of it as well. Not so much. I'm not disagreeing with you, but yeah, maybe he knows something, or maybe it's just because that's who he is, He's had many fights. When you fight on the street, when you fight in the cage, when you fight in the backyard, the man's a fighter, and he's like, fuck it. But I do think that it's going to be interesting to see, because he did get knocked out against Kamaru last time. Anyway, all right. So what did you say? Did you give a prediction? Mas Vidal?
I tried to get out of giving one.
I was going to say, I'm like, hold on a minute. You said a lot of things, but you never actually said anything. Like, I'm like, get off the fence, bro.
Man,
get off the fence.
I got to go Mas Vidal. I got to go Mas Vidal. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Hey, and you might be right. It's a close fight. Co-main event is up in limbo at the moment. I think Islam steps in.
I'll be in Vegas. You can rub it in my face if I'm wrong. So I'll see you there.
And I will.
I'm positive of it.
Do you think Mas Vidal's going to? Sorry, Islam. Do you think he steps up and takes that? Do you think the UFC? Do you think Rafael dos Anjos takes it? Because they were matched up before.
Yeah, I think they're matched up a couple times. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, fuck, if you want to light up a pay-per-view last second, I think that's the way you do it. I mean, that guy's super popular.
If I'm the UFC, which of course I'm not.
You definitely do it at 170 though.
Yeah.
That takes all the risk out of it.
Probably better for Rafael as well. He can be a little bit stronger. But if I'm the UFC, if either party's, if Islam's put his hand up already, if Dos Anjos is saying no, I'd be offering him extra money to take that, because that is the perfect way to save this event. You know what I mean? That will get a lot of people's attention. But if that fight does go ahead, you've got to feel for Dos Anjos. Not that I'm saying he can't win this fight. Of course he can. He's very, very well-rounded. Black belt jiu-jitsu, great wrestling, former champion, all the rest. We know his accolades. When you look at Dos Anjos' record and the people that he's lost to, the motherfucker's been fighting the toughest guys on the planet, He fought Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington. You know what I mean? When he went up to 170, I'm talking about. Yeah, he beat some people, Neil Magny, I think it was, and he had a couple of good wins. But then he fought the three best guys in a row, And now if he, who was he fighting? Fiziev. That was a match that was not a favorable matchup, but a matchup that I gave him a very good chance of winning.
Right.
With Islam, that's a different fight.
You gotta be perfect.
A much different fight.
Yeah, it's a much different fight. You got to be perfect. But I don't think that RDA's. I don't think his career gets the respect that it deserves. I know it absolutely does by his peers. Everybody in the UFC, every goddamn fighter that knows who RDA is, respects that guy immensely. God damn, man. Sometimes you just want to look at him. Man, just say no sometimes. Like just say no. You don't got to fight everybody in the top 3 of 3 different weight classes. You don't have to do that. Like, he's been in the game for so long. Like, I just wonder, like, when are you going to just take a step back and just get some paychecks, homie? Like,
he's such a great guy as well. He really is.
He's the nicest guy in the world.
Because for a while, I'm not sure if he still is, for a while he was with Perillo, obviously my former coach. And so I would see him in the gym all the time. We would spar and move around and stuff. Great guy, great fighter. And Perillo respects the fuck out of him. And this is what he would always say. He said, him right there, that's a real fucking fighter. That is a real fighter. So to your point, as you say no. But when you have that kind of fire inside you, the heart of a lion, and you know this,
I say that because I couldn't do it. I say that
exactly. Yeah, God bless him. God bless him. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up shortly. What else is on the main card? Harrington, is there anything big, any breaking news that we're missing, buddy? Jump on, show yourself. Mike Perry will try and get him on at another time. Harrington, look at this. Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm looking through the notes. Well, here's my problem, right? I don't know.
He's got a problem, Anthony. He's got a problem.
I don't know what you guys have covered.
Right.
I mean, if you showed up on time, we wouldn't have these problems.
All right, that is true. That is true. Can't argue with that. I mean, did you cover the legless high school wrestling champion?
Yes.
Oh boy.
All right. I mean,
hey, because my son blew out his ACL at the weekend. He's flying and he lands.
Oh.
He's probably landed now. Yeah, but he's going to have surgery tomorrow. So he's probably going to be out 6 to 9 fucking months. He just recovered from surgery as well and got in at the end of the season. So he's heartbroken. So I said to him, hold on a minute. You think that's bad? Look at this kid. No fucking legs. I said, and he's winning state championships. What's up with you pussy? You only blew an ACL? You blew an ACL and you can't win regionals? Kid's got no legs and he's fucking been state champion. I said, change your name. You are not a Bisping anymore until you sort this shit out. So yes, Harrington, to answer your question, we did. Is there any breaking news that we need to get to before we do some questions?
No, nothing that's popping up on my end. I think you guys got it all covered.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I guess it's that time we will do some questions. But first of all, ladies and gentlemen, remember, if you like the show, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a review. That helps the algorithm as well. Leave comments on the YouTube section because that helps the algorithm as well. Of course, continue to say nice things about Anthony Smith and maybe just don't insult me quite as much. Harrington, anything else to say? If you like this podcast, find it wherever you find it, on all your podcast platforms. And Harrington, take over.
And, if you want to catch over 300 episodes you can't find anywhere else, completely ad-free and uncensored, head to GasDigitalNetwork.com. Use the promo code BYM. Get a 7-day free trial. Check out over 20 great shows on the network.
There we go.
Ring the bell.
All right.
That's the part I remember. Ring the bell.
There you go.
Man,
you got to ring the bell.
My face looks like wet because this whole light thing I got going on.
Yeah, I do this. Look. I look like a Simpsons character. Then I do that, and it goes back to like normal light.
Boom. No.
Boom. It's like one of those stupid things on Instagram. Have you seen that where they do that?
Yeah.
And then it comes back and like the girl's got her hair.
She like looks all good and shit.
Yeah. I fucking hate those. I hate those.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, I want to tell you about BetterHelp. BetterHelp offers professional counseling, which is done securely online. So if you feel like there's something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals, definitely check out BetterHelp. Look, listen, life's hard. Life's tough. We go through things. There's disappointments. There's tragedy. There's personal loss. There's anger issues. There's many things that we all go through. Turns out there's some people out there that can help you, that are trained in this. Anger management for me was a big one. Addiction issues might be an issue. There's anxiety issues, whatever it is that you're going through. Sitting down with a licensed professional like the ones offered by BetterHelp is going to help you. Plus, BetterHelp is more affordable than traditional offline counseling. Also, financial aid is available and it's easy to get started. Once you sign up, BetterHelp will match you with your own licensed personal therapist who you can communicate with in just under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. Okay. Plus, you can send a message to them anytime. You'll get a thoughtful response back. You can schedule weekly video sessions. It's the perfect way to do therapy during a pandemic. Okay. Talk to somebody. It helps. Trust me. And a lot of the time, talking to an absolute stranger is even better because you're not self-conscious. You're not worried about what you're saying. You're not going to be judged. You don't know this person. And plus, they're not going to judge you anyway. They hear all kinds of stuff. Go to betterhelp.com/believe. Join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. betterhelp.com/believe. BetterHelp.com/believe. You're going to get 10% off your first month. Once more, betterhelp.com/believe. for 10% off your first order. All right, if you've got any video questions for us, please send it into bympod@gmail.com. We love the interaction. We love the questions. And Brian McKay at B McKay is right. BMACKAY is right. You're going to put that down there. You're going to put the lower thirds on anyway.
Yeah, it'll be right here.
There'll be somewhere. What have we got, Brian?
I got a question here from a Mr. Enoch Do.
Okay.
Hi, Michael and Anthony. Huge fan. Anthony, I always love listening to your opinions on MMA stuff. So I'm so happy that you've joined this podcast.
Am I fucking invisible?
Michael, I've seen the trailer for the documentary and it looks amazing. I can't wait. I am currently a 19-year-old student. I'm a college student. And I found that a lot of people my age aren't really into UFC or MMA that much. And my question to both of you is that if I was to get one of my friends to become a fan of either Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith, what's the one fight of your careers that I should ask them to go watch? What's the one Michael Bisping fight to make them a Bisping fan? And what's the one Anthony Smith fight they should watch to make them an Anthony Smith fan? Thank you. I appreciate the answer.
Thank you very much. That's actually a good. Yeah, I was just going to say thank you, Enoch. Enoch do there. By the way, if your friends at 19 years old aren't watching it, maybe it's just because you're in a different kind of circle. You know what I mean? Like Callum's friends are. But thank you for the question. Anthony Smith, if you wanted to show somebody one of your fights to win them over, to say, hey, this is mixed martial arts, this is me, here's what I'm capable of, what would it be?
Either the Shogun Hua fight or probably Shogun or Alexander Gustafsson. Those are probably because both of those are exciting. There's a lot of action going on. There's not a lot of, like you get new fans. Sometimes they don't want to watch the grappling part of it. So there's not any grappling in either one of those for the most part. The Gus one, there is one, but there's a little bit of grappling at the end. But yeah, probably one of those two. What about you?
I'm just laughing because Brian just put in the chat there, you guys should do each other. No homo.
Well, I know what Michael Bisping fight I would pick to show someone if I wanted someone to be a Michael Bisping fan.
Go ahead.
It's definitely Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. That's what, because I wasn't known for.
It's still one of my favorite fights.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, I wasn't known for being a knockout artist or whatever, but, I could take a fair bit of damage. So, yeah, probably that one, or the Kung Lee. Just if I wanted to brag and say, hey, look at me, I look great, doing some spinning kicks and shit like that, I would have said the Kung Lee or that one. But thank you, Enoch Du, for the question. Brian, we got some more?
Yeah, I got one more here from Mr. Louis Ingroville, and I'm not necessarily sure that this is his real face.
Oh.
That BYM crew. My question today is for you, Mike Bisping, not Harrington. Harrington will go fuck himself. Yeah, Bisping. Obviously, Jorge trains at American Top Team. Colby Covington trains at MMA Masters. Covington has only had, I think, 2 fights under MMA Masters, where Jorge's been at American Top Team for a long time. Colby used to train at American Top Team. Game plans are crucial, right? I think we all agree on that. Game plans are crucial. So do you think Jorge has an edge when it comes to a game plan in this fight than Colby does? Because American Top Team know Colby so well. Let me know what you think. Cheers, fellas. Keep up the good work.
Boom. I think the answer to that is absolutely yes. Get to that in just a second. What he was doing there, there's a comedian called Dapper Laughs in England. And I did that tour, Tales from the Octagon, last year. Yeah. And I'm doing that again this year. Tales, myticket.co.uk. I'm going to Australia as well. And we're going to Europe. And there's a comedian called Dapper Laughs. English guy, very, very funny. He's going to be opening for me. And he does that filter. He has that filter on all the time. And that's what he's doing, what he calls the sesh gremlin. Okay. The sesh, going on the sesh in England, that means like you're going out partying. What I mean? It's going to be a session on the sesh. I was like, it's Friday night. And he does these videos. He's like, oh God, what do I do? And then the sesh gremlin pops up on his show. It's like, come on, you want to go out. So that's exactly what that emoji is there. So shouts out Dapper Laughs. Anthony, I'll let you answer.
I don't think as far as game plans go, I don't think so. I don't think it may. Okay. They already know each other. So like the teams know where they're good. They know where they're not, they know where Colby needs work or did at one point in time. I don't know if the coaches know, like Mas Vidal is a very high IQ fighter. So he's already, as soon as they even talked about fighting, Mas Vidal already like right away went, boom, I know exactly how I can beat that guy. So it definitely makes a difference, but it's less about like some elaborate game plan that I think they need to implement to win this fight, piece by piece by piece. It's just familiarity, I think. So I think it's less about the game plan. It's just they know each other's spots, I think.
Yeah, because the thing is, we're always evolving, right? That's the idea. Mm-hmm. That's what we're supposed to be doing, trying to get better. But as fighters, we do have our bread and butter, the things that we like to do. Masvidal's going to know how he shoots a takedown. And then if he's going from a double, does he switch to a high crotch? Is it an ankle pick, a body lock, whatever it is? He knows the chains that Colby's going to use. Likewise, Colby's going to know the defenses that Mas Vidal used, what he likes to do. And you do get to understand your training partners, like little finer nuances, what they do, what they don't, what shots work, when they get tired. Oh, they can't take a good body shot. Oh, he's a bitch for getting kicked in the leg. He does not like that one. Oh, you got to watch this guy's left high kick. Oh, he's got a great jab. They know each other inside and out. I do believe the coaches at American Top Team, knowing Colby inside out, knowing him personally, knowing how emotional he may get, might give him a little bit of an edge. But I don't think it's much. Because they know each other inside and out anyway. But nonetheless, I appreciate the question.
It was a good question.
It's a good question.
We got one more here, but it's not a video question, but it's from a Bardo, and he asks.
I mean, what's his name?
Bardo.
Yeah. Man the fuck up. You've got a cell phone. Okay, I'm going to do it right now. Look, hold the cell phone and ask the question into that. That's all you got to do, Bardo. Jesus Christ, we're looking for multimedia content here. But Brian, go back to the 1950s and read out the question that he fucking sent over via news coming in. We got a question from Bardo.
It came in snail mail. It came in.
Yeah.
So was there a moment early in your guys' career that you were truly inches from quitting? If so, was it in the cage or was it something outside of fighting? And why didn't you stop? What was your motivation to stay the course?
When he says quitting, does he mean like in a fight?
I believe he means MMA as a career path.
Like retiring.
Yes. Yeah. For me, no. For me, not until the end. I lost an eyeball and I was still fighting. Quitting never, ever even occurred to me once, because at that time I just moved out to America. I bought this big stupid house that I didn't need. I was going through a very, very lengthy and expensive lawsuit with a total crook of an ex-manager. It was a total fabricated lawsuit. The lies and the receipts that he just created that I'd never seen before in my life. No email chain, no signature, no nothing. He just fucking printed stuff off. It was fucking wild. And totaling like almost $1 million. Do you know what I mean? It was fucking insane. Wow. And then it was all interest. And then this, that, and sponsorship. It was all total lies. So for me, I had no choice. All I could do was fight. My only revenue stream at that time was fighting. I'd fucked my eye up. Maybe things would have been different if I didn't have all that pressure. But no, never, ever, ever. I mean, MMA gave me so much. It changed who I was as a person. It changed our lives. And it, as I say, gave me so much. So no, never, never, never. But I think I could tell from your face, Anthony, that you might have a different answer.
I don't know if I would say I was close to quitting, but when I had my first UFC stint and then got cut, then I was like, well, I'll just get a big fight at this. There's a really fairly big, nice, like regional show. They're like, all right, we'll put you on. We'll help you get back. We'll get you a big name. Well, Josh Neer had just gotten cut from the UFC not long before that too. Like, fuck it, I'll fight Josh Neer. So I fight Josh Neer, and so I lost. Well, I lost my last Strikeforce fight when we got pushed over into the UFC. Fought Roger Gracie, got beat. Fought Braga Neto on my UFC debut, got beat. And then tried to swing for the fences. Like, I'll fight Josh Neer and I'll get one more and I'll get back in. Well, then Josh Neer beat me too. So then I broke my hand. I had I went right into surgery. There I was, broken hand, baby, fiance at the time.
And you're probably thinking, sorry to interrupt, but you're probably thinking, I can't compete at the highest level. Was that the doubt that was creeping?
Yeah, like I just don't know. Like maybe I'm just not good enough. Like I felt like I was, but like for whatever reason I wasn't winning. You can feel like you're good enough all you want, but if you're not winning and you're not getting the results, like. But then I was trying to figure out, like, well, what in the because when I fought Braga Neto, I blew my knee. So like, okay, so I fought Roger Gracie, got hit with a nasty elbow and poked in the eye, so I had to have surgery for that. Then came back from that, fought Braga Neto, blew my knee, had to have surgery after that. Then I fought Josh Neer, broke my hand, So I had 3 back-to-back losses with 3 surgeries in a row. So there I am, like I had this baby, like this 2-year-old, got a fiance, bills to pay, no money, fucked up leg, fucked up face, fucked up hand, like no job, no skills, no idea what the hell I was going to do. And so I don't know if I ever thought like, okay, I'm going to retire. I'm never going to do this again. But I do remember having those long nights where I can't sleep because I don't know how I'm going to pay rent the next month. Like we just barely were able to pay it this month, you know? And like, I remember my rent was like $675, like so cheap at the time. In a 1-bedroom house. Fortunately, my landlord lived directly next door. Huge fan of my career. Took really good care of us. We didn't have it. He didn't sweat us. Like he helped out a lot. But yeah, I just didn't know what I was going to do. Like fighting, I'm not making any money. I'm, you know, like I made after the taxes and paying my coaches and paying my manager and the international travel and bringing training partners, I made like $3,000 to blow my leg and be out.
For which fight?
For Braga Neto, for my UFC debut. Yeah. So like I made $3 or $4 grand. And then I was out for 6 or 7 months or whatever it was after surgery. So yeah, I don't know if I'd say I was ready to quit, but I was definitely down, definitely way down. And then, you know, I had to go get a job and work and figure it out. And that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, actually, was getting a job.
Really? Why?
Because that was.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Obvious reasons, of course. Well, yeah, now you're working, you're earning money, and all the rest of it. But in terms of your MMA career, did that relieve a little bit of the financial burden and pressure?
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest pieces of advice I give a lot of the younger guys at the gym. Like, you know, they're like, well, you know, what advice would you give me? Like, there's 2 things. Like, you got to have your personal life together, and you got to have a fucking job. They're like, well, all right, well, you get the personal life thing, but why do you need a job? When your whole MMA career is based on paychecks that you're making maybe $1,000 with ticket sales if you're lucky, you're stressed. And like you have to win, not because you want to make it to the UFC or because you want to continue your career. You have to win because you have to feed yourself. If you take that burden off the table and you can be a goddamn adult and you can work a job, you can train around it. I did it. I had 2 kids working 40, 45 hours a week as a concrete finisher and fighting in the UFC at one point in time. So it can be done. You just have to want it bad enough. But once I wasn't worried about paying my bills anymore, and like my regular job was paying for that, then when I was on the regional scene trying to fight my way back, it didn't matter whether I won or lost. My bills were paid. So I stopped worrying about the paychecks. So then I was chasing, when I was on my way back after the near fight, I started just looking around and we started chasing every regional scene that, like, you know, the UFC pulls guys from before the Contender Series, I guess more so, but you know, they would go to the CFFC or they would go to LFA or they go to Legacy when Legacy was around, and they pull their champions for these short notice fights. So I just started going around and fighting these guys for almost nothing. I was just picking them off one at a time, every champion at middleweight on the regional scene that I could get a hold of. But I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was worried about how much I was getting paid, because I would just have my manager call and say, hey, Anthony wants to fight that guy. And they'll say, we can't really afford him. Like, it doesn't matter. Pay him whatever you want to fucking pay him. He just wants to fight. So like, just little shit like that makes a huge difference. When my bills are paid, I don't got to worry about it. I can just go and fight free and I'm not stressed.
Well, because it all comes down to pressure, you know, and the mind, I always say it and everyone says it, but unless you've done it, the mind controls everything. You know, and as you say, the financial burden was taken care of by something else. So therefore that freed you up. We've released that pressure almost and allowed you to perform to the best of your abilities. I rarely fought to the best of my ability because, as Jason Perillo would phrase it, I would mind fuck myself. He said, you want this so badly. You want to perform so great. You want to be the champion so much. I would let it consume me. You know, and I would go into fights. I'd have the wrong mindset. I'd be worked up. I would overthink everything. I would overanalyze everything, you know, and I was just, as I say, mind fucking myself, you know. And once I was able to stop doing that and try and get past that, which in your way, you were able to do it by getting a job and all of a sudden realize that I'm doing this now for a bit of fun because I enjoy it and it'll be a side gig for the time being, which of course, you're now one of the top contenders in the light heavyweight division. But ultimately, I think that's what you're talking about there. And I think that's what everyone has. You know, what was it you said a moment ago? But yeah, as long as you're willing to do the work. You know, a lot of people, if you're willing, it's hard. Most people, not everyone, some people just have completely terrible situations in their life that ain't that easy to get out of. But, you know, but a lot of trivial things, if you're willing to get off your ass and do the fucking hard work, you can make a change in your life for sure.
Yeah, you can make it happen. And I never knew if I was going to make it or not. Like, I had no idea. I had no clue. I knew that I'm just going to keep fucking walking that way. And that's the direction of my goals. But like, I never knew if I was going to make it. I knew I was going to just keep walking until I had a real good reason not to. And that reason hasn't showed its face yet. So just keep on going. And I just push forward. But yeah, I guess again, to answer his question, if the question was, did you ever doubt that you were going to make it, or you were going to, you know, that this wasn't going to pan out? Absolutely. All the time. But you don't, that's why I think we talked about this once before. I think confidence is it's all smoke and mirrors. Like I've never had to feel super confident to go in and win a fight. Just got to go in and do it anyways. Like no one really gives a shit how you feel. You just got to fight. Obviously having a high level of confidence is beneficial, but I don't think it's a necessity.
Well, it's a double-edged sword as well. Best enemy, worst enemy, or your best friend. It can help you and it can hurt you.
It can hurt you
both ways.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, that's it.
We're getting deep and shit.
We're getting deep at the end of the show.
I know it.
Right in there, up in this bitch. There it is. Great show.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Nice talk. Thank you to Jamahal Hill. Thank you to Mike Perry for making a fool out of me. Just kidding, Mike. We'll get you on next week, hopefully. Leon Edwards will be joining us as well. UFC 272 at the weekend. You going to be there, Anthony?
Yeah, I get in Thursday. When do you get in?
I'll see you there. Well, I've got to go tomorrow night. I've got to do some interviews for BT Sport. I've got to do the fighting meetings at the Apex. Then after that, I fly straight to Austin, Texas. I've got to do the Joe Rogan podcast. I finish that, then I jump on a plane, fly right back to Vegas. So Thursday night, I get back and nice. All that good stuff. So I'll see you there, mate.
Yeah, let's have a cocktail.
I don't drink, but okay. All right, bud. Well, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We will see you with another show. Not on Thursday, unfortunately. Next Monday. Tell your friends, and let's grow this motherfucker. Take care. Yeah. Bye-bye.